Muse live. Two words that have been bouncing around my head for the last 15 years. It's a few weeks until I head to Osaka to see my favorite band play live again for the first time in a very, very long time. I'm quite nervous. Not because I think that it's going to be a bad show. Hardly likely. Muse is, and will probably remain for a long time, one of the best live acts around to see. No, I'm nervous because it's been so long since I've seen them live. 15 years. In that time, I've unconsciously been building a vision of what it would be like to see them once again live. Like it will be a glorious experience, every second filled to the max with utter bliss. The likelihood, though, is that it will be a stunning concert, one to remember for sure, yet not the picture of perfection I currently hold in my head, or that I've dreamt about countless times during the course of the past 15 years. My awareness of this reality stems from the last time I saw them live. The last time, which was the second time in my life, was when they headlined the Big Day Out Music Festival in Auckland, my home city, back in 2010. When it got announced that they were headlining, I spent a whole week in untamed excitement. I carefully noted down the date that tickets would eventually go on sale and made swift plans to get a ticket as soon as I could. The only location which sold tickets on the day of release was at a place called Real Groovy on Queen Street in Auckland, an institution for music lovers in the city. Real Groovy is still operating now, I believe, but in a different location. However, whenever I drive past the iconic location in which it was for many, many years, I still think of the morning I got my Big Day Out ticket to see Muse. If I didn't know any better, it's likely I was one of the first in the country to get a ticket to this particular Big Day Out. Fast forward to the actual day. I remember sitting in front of the blue stage about 2 hours before Muse was scheduled to come on, patiently waiting through an act I had zero interest in. I remember sitting on the grass and desperately willing time to move forward. I was recalling the copious hours of Muse concerts I'd watched endlessly for the past 2 years, utterly over the moon that I was going to experience that greatness again within a few short hours. It was a fantastic set, but I realized halfway through that because I had been building it up for so long in my head since the time I saw them in 2007, the reality necessarily fell short of the ideal fantasy in my head, despite it being an explosively exciting set. I remember being in the crowd and hearing Matt start to fiddle with the Fuzz Factory knob on his Manson guitar, signaling the legendary lead up to one of their most beloved songs live, and feeling a rush of excitement. This is what I've been waiting for, I told myself. When the song kicked off, it was the huge rush that I was expecting, but I also had this lingering thought at the back of my mind, which sustained itself throughout the song and the other hit songs I was looking forward to seeing again live. "This is great," the voice said, "but I thought there would be more to it. I thought I'd be feeling way more joy than this. It's great, don't get me wrong, but it's not the divine experience that I've been hoping for." The set finally finished. I realized that something I'd been yearning for so long finally came and went, and I felt just content. Not overly ecstatic, not overly displeased either, just neutral. No usual post-concert glow that radiates joy outward from the root of my soul. Now that's not a comment on the band's performance, it was a stellar set like they always give, but it was my internal expectations that set the stage for being slightly underwhelmed. I also had zero alcohol that day, which might have accounted for some of this variance in feeling. I had had a cheeky few drinks before seeing them the first time back in November 2007. So while I'm still deeply excited to see Muse live in a few weeks' time, an experience that will likely reaffirm my identity as a die-hard fan, I'm cautious to keep my expectations in check, and to see the reality that time has moved on a lot, which means that things will very likely be, and feel, quite different. And that's okay. Hopefully different in the good way, but as we've just explored, it's probably best not to cling to this as a possibility. A lesson 15 years in the making. So I'm doing my best to look forward to it, but to also stay open and curious as to what fate has in store for me, and how the universe wants me to experience this concert that I've been fantasizing about for 15 years now. Only time will tell. No matter what happens, I can't wait.